Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jerome Tennyson. Also, you guys can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and all that stuff at Jerome_TEN. So make sure you guys follow me, click subscribe while you're watching this video, and we're gonna get into it. Again, remember, I'm on my lunch break, so I only got like a little bit of time to kind of go through it, so I'll try to go through it quickly. We're gonna go over Married at First Sight, episode 8, I believe it is. It's the latest episode, whatever the latest episode, I believe it's 8. Named Chicago, Married at First Sight, Chicago, season 18, episode 8. Again, I didn't really write no notes on it, so I'm just gonna be spitting off the top of my head, but I do have like the names still. I still have the names written down because for the most part I know them, but I still kind of don't know them. You know what I mean? Like I know them, but I don't. So just to kind of have reference of what's going on, man. Let's start with like Camille and Thomas. Y'all ready? Let's hop into it. Let's hop into it, y'all. All right, we're gonna start off with Camille and Thomas. Camille and Thomas. Camille's still stuck up on this, oh, he ain't black enough for me, right? That's what she keeps saying, right? He's not black. I don't feel like he's black. He's just not black. He ain't blackity black. I want him blackity black. I want him black. He ain't black enough. That's what she's saying. My interpretation of it is, this is what I feel. This is what I feel like she's saying. There's a few things. One of the things I think when she's referring to him being black is, I think she's just talking about like the cultural differences between her and him, and that she feels he doesn't have like black awareness of being a black man. This is my interpretation. I think she's saying like, you don't have any awareness of being a black man. And she gave an example. She said, hey, he goes to this bar, he frequented at this bar that is known to be a racist bar, and they've said racist things before, etc., etc. And I'm like, what the hell you doing at a racist bar? Now that I could agree with, like, come on, have some kind of awareness. Like, why are you at the, you know what I mean? He's like, I thought they call everybody monkey. That's what they call everybody monkey here. They call me monkey. Everybody get called monkey. You know, they got a drink called monkey, whatever, you know, but I think that's what she's referring to. Like, you don't have like no awareness of that. Two, the next thing I think she like when she keeps saying that is, she needs to find a better way of saying it. I think she just thinks he's boring. And I think she's boring and he's boring. But I think she's used or wants a guy who's not boring like she is, right? She's like, I want to be the boring one. I don't want nobody to be boring. So she's just talking about like, she wants somebody more outgoing. Basically like someone who's going to entertain her. Like, tap dance for me, nigga. I need somebody that's going to entertain me. That's what she's looking for. She's like, because I'm boring. You can't be boring too. I'm just a boring one. So, because she kind of said, I'm used to somebody just that talks and, you know, basically entertains her is basically what she's saying. So I think she just kind of thinks he's boring. And she keeps saying, you know, the black thing. But that's what I feel like ultimately, like what she's getting at, right? I feel like if he wasn't boring to her, right? And kind of watching them, they're kind of boring, right? Kind of bland. I feel like if he was had more excitement and more entertaining for her, I don't feel like she would be bringing this up as much. And then the awareness thing, that's a whole different thing. I think because she's mentioned it a few times, like, oh, I would like to go to these places. He probably likes to go to these type of places, and just not being aware of like, you know, of what it's like being a black man, you know, in the world and stuff. And so those are kind of like my interpretations of it, but she's pushing the envelope by just keep bringing it up every 2 seconds, right? And then he's like taken aback, which he should be, right? He's kind of like, whoa, why are you questioning me? You know what I mean? Like, what is this all about? And then what did he say? He said, you know, I pegged you for you date a lot of light-skinned guys, is what I think. And she's like, what would make you think that? Like, what? It's just like, now their relationship is becoming weird because it's becoming about that. And I think she needs to just be honest with it and not necessarily try to pin it on that and just be like, hey, I want more excitement. I think, you know, I think them pairing together, it was just, she's used to like, she's okay being the boring one, right? And she's boring. Even she talked about his swag, and you look at how she dresses. Like, she's like, the way she dresses is simple. You know what I mean? I mean, if that's what we're talking about, you know, because she did bring up the way that he dresses. And I'm like, y'all look like y'all go together. I'm gonna be real, like they look like they go together, they mesh together, right? Even clothing wise, you know, as far as like, so like I said, I think she's just used to being like entertained. and the conversation is being taken. Like, she doesn't have to do anything. The person just entertains them the whole time. And with him, he's just a little bit more laid back. She's laid back and boring. And so a lot of stuff she's saying really could reflect back to herself. Like, no swag, I mean, look at you. You know what I mean? Like, the clothes that you're choosing to wear. And the reason why I say look at her is because she's the one that's being judgy about it, right? She's being judgmental about the whole thing towards him. And I'm like, how are you going to be so judgmental about him when, you know, it's pretty much the same? Like, you guys are basically looking in the mirror, right? Same type of personality for the most part, right? Dress boring. I mean, if that's what, which is what she's basically considering. Like, he doesn't really, you know, spruce it up. But yeah, so I think with them, also, she does all this talking about not being black enough, and unless it was just the way it was edited, but she walked in that damn kitchen and just started cooking as soon as she walked in the house. Like, she didn't wash her hands, and we wash our hands. She was in there, didn't wash her hands. She just went straight into the kitchen, started cooking through the stuff on the stove. Then they show her rinsing out the pot, putting the pot on the stove, and busting up that meat and throwing it in there. They did not show her washing her hands. Now, again, maybe it's just the way it was edited, but I'm like, for somebody talking about somebody's not black enough, you just went in there, showed it, and go all over in that kitchen without washing your hands, you're just gonna start cooking? You nasty. You know, that's what he should have pointed out. He was like, oh wow, I didn't know that's part of the culture. But that was goofy. But anyway, that's kind of them. I think that's where they're at, as far as like, she's just gonna have to, you know, let that go and try to just you know, see how they are together. They seem to be cool together at times, but I just think that's the main problem, is that she's boring and he's boring, and she doesn't want someone as boring as her. She's like, you can't be, I could be the boring one, you can't be the boring one. That's pretty much where they're at. Let's go back, let's go to the next couple. Let's talk about Madison and Alan. Let's talk about them. So Alan's like working out now, right? Like, he's like, I'm in the gym, I'm doing my thing. He wants to go work out with her. She doesn't really seem like she's into it. Like, cool that you're doing this. Like, she seems like she's kind of into it, but kind of not. I don't know how to really describe it, but like, she's okay, cool, I see you trying, but at the same time, she's like, oh, I don't know, I'm just like, let me do my thing, type of thing. But he's making it known, like, hey, I'm putting forth effort, I'm trying to do this is what you wanted. You know, and I feel good about doing it. I'm not just doing it for you. I feel good about doing it. And so he's trying. She's just kind of, you know, seems like whatever about it. Now, she did plan a surprise birthday party for him, which I don't know if the producers and them came up with the storyline for her to do it, because the whole episode is about everybody getting together with their friends, and then everybody breaks off at the party to go talk to their partner's friends or family, right? That's pretty much what they did with the birthday party. So I don't know if she completely came up with it or not, but either way, let's just say she did. So she came up with a surprise birthday party for him, right? And she's like, oh, I need you going to 4. And he's probably like, oh man, you about to meet with your girls again? Oh man, not another girls' night. No. But he's like, okay. So he comes back, surprise party. He's kind of like, whoa, we wasn't expecting this. So it was nice. And he said, you know, no one has ever done that for him. So he was like, he was enjoying it, right? He was happy that she did it. And then so then he kind of relaxes, goes in the room, comes back. He's ready to party, right? Having drinks, put the tiara, I think is what it was, on his head, talking to his friends. And they just have a good time. But then the next day, when they go out to go play football, I believe it was, as all the couples went out, he didn't go out, and then she's upset about that. Oh, he drank too much. Something like that she was saying. Some stuff I wasn't really, oh shoot, hold on one second, I dropped my list. Oop. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. My list fell out my lap. So, yeah, that's kind of where we at with them. I don't have too much to say about them too much in this episode, so that's it. Let's go with David and Michelle. So David and Michelle, let's see what kind of happened this episode. Oh, David's friend kind of like laid it out there on her, right? He was just like, well, you know, you rent, right? How much you renting for? And she said, oh, about $2,300. And he was like, well, yeah, to me, renting is not winning. he's like, you know, owning this. And I think with the way David's doing it is the way it should be done. Is you go home, you say, or go have a place or somewhere where you can save money, and then you're building towards getting your own home. And he was like, and he wants to do that with his partner, and he's open to that. And she's like, yeah, I get it. I get it. She's just not feeling him, dog. That's the whole thing. No, it don't matter what David does. She's totally not feeling him. Also, she has some things that she needs to work on that she probably should have worked on before even coming on the show. But yeah, she's just not feeling him. So since she's not completely feeling it, I mean by attracted to him, you know, not really her type, whatever it is. So I think that's why she's hung up on a lot of the stuff, because she told the experts, right? Like, oh, I don't mind if the person lives at home. Let it have been someone she was attracted to or really into, then I think it's a different story. But because she's not, that's kind of where they're at. And David seems like he's really just trying. Then he like said, what he was like, I'm trying to all kind of ways. I left a note for you. You don't talk to me sometimes, and da-da-da-da. So they still at the same place they at. They ain't gonna work, dog. And I don't see it getting no better unless she just like has this complete transformation. It ain't getting no better. And eventually he gonna give up. And like his friend said, and that's what I feel too. I feel like within a couple episodes, this is gonna be a wrap for him. He's gonna be like, well, I tried. Carla and Juan. Let's see what happened with them in the episode. This episode was kind of like, it really wasn't like a whole lot happened, right? For all the couples, really. Carla and Juan, they still haven't completely like hit it off, right, physically. And then I think Juan, like Carla mentioned like, oh, like kissing him's like kissing my cousin. And then Juan mentioned that, hey, you know, yeah, she's hot, but I ain't feeling her, right? Like, yeah, that's pretty much what he said, right? Like, she looks good, but I ain't really feeling her. I don't know what it is, but I'm not really feeling her. So I know the sun kind of went down just now a little bit, so it got a little darker in here. I don't know. The lighting's a little different now, but in my car. Anyway, so yeah, so he's not really feeling her. She probably, I don't know, I feel like they're really not feeling each other. But he definitely doesn't seem like, he's just like, it's just not there physically. It's just, I want it to be, but it's just lacking. Oh yeah, she's beautiful. It's just, I'm not feeling her. You know what I mean? I'm not feeling her. In fact, I'd rather go hang out with David. Me and David had fun. Now, you want somebody to have fun? Me and David have fun. I mean, I completely forgot about everything. I forgot about I was married. I forgot about the world. That's, you know, I'll hang out with men. That's my dog. We got a bromance going. I don't know, but he's not feeling her though. So I don't see them really going nowhere yet either. And then we'll have to see in the coming episodes, because nothing really too much happened in this episode between them. They had the toga party. That's right, they had the toga party for theirs. And I'm trying to remember if anything was discussed. I don't know. If you remember some stuff, put it in the comments, and then again, I'll kind of like go over some stuff with you. And I'll respond, go over some stuff with you. I'm talking like I'm in my class right now. All right, guys, we'll go over some stuff, and then we'll take some notes. But yeah, just drop some comments, and then I'll comment back and I'll respond, because there is some stuff I'm sure I'm leaving out. To be honest with you, I was watching the episode. I was doing different things while watching the episode, and I didn't go back and like say, oh, I missed something. I just figured I didn't really miss much, because not much was happening. The last couple, I think, is EKG and Eamon, right? What is up with this dude? I don't know what's up with EKG. I don't know. Wait, they call him Ike. Whatever his name. You know who I'm referring to. That I don't know what's going on with him. Right? Because he was love bombing her. Now it's like kind of weird. Now he's like off-putting, and it sounds like they don't have any. It sounds like all the couples so far, none of them have any chemistry, right? As far as physical chemistry, sexual chemistry, any of that stuff. He seemed like he's just kind of cool on her. Like, we cool. Especially ever since he's seen her apartment. He's been acting weird as hell ever since he saw her apartment. He's just like, oh, this is how you living? In a deluxe apartment? Nah. But he's just like, this is how you living? Like, oh, okay. And like I said, her apartment wasn't even like, it was way better than his. It was, so I don't know. He in his own head, I guess. But either way, ever since then, he's kind of really changed, right? Like, oh, she's living this lavish lifestyle. I can't keep up with this, right? Then they had the whole thing about the tacos. She's getting ready for the party because their theme party was going to be tacos. So they're getting ready with the tacos. And he's like, oh, man, you know, I could have made the tacos. And she's like, oh, I didn't know you wanted to make them. If you would have just told me, I would have let you make them. He said, I don't say I want to make them. I didn't say I wanted to make them. I said I could have made them. I could have made them. Not I wanted to. I could have. I could have. And she was like, well, yeah, okay, well, you can make them. I didn't say I wanted to. I said I could have. She was like, well, you didn't tell me. I didn't know. Do you want to make them now? That's the whole thing. I never said I wanted to. I said I could have. I'm not making them. I could have made them, but I don't want to make them. What are you confused about? I could have, but I don't want to. And now you done already did what you done did to get it all ready, so I'm not doing nothing. I'm just like, you know, I could have contributed had you asked me to contribute, but I don't want to contribute, but I could have. I am capable, but I don't want to. Like, all right, bro, calm down. And then here's the other thing. What about, so he did the whole thing about the tacos. Then they're talking to the friends and he describes her, right? And he's like, oh, she's aggressive. She's really aggressive. Almost sound like he was describing like a dog or something. like if someone was coming to pet sit the dog and they're like, tell me about your dog. Like, oh yeah, my dog's a good dog, but a little bit aggressive. So be careful. The dog's a little bit aggressive. Don't put your hand close to their mouth because I'll get all up on it. So he describes her as aggressive, right? And she's like, whoa, which I understood that too. Same thing. I'm like, what? Because it was like the way he said the aggressive too. It wasn't like he was saying, oh, you know, she's a little assertive, whatever. He's like, no, she's aggressive. Her kind, they're aggressive, right? So of course she's upset about the way that he said it, and he didn't even really want to explain. He's just like, yeah, she's aggressive. Then this dude, so then she describes him and she goes, yeah, you know, I would say he's nonchalant. Oh, you disrespectful. That's how he responds. You were disrespecting me, calling me nonchalant. Wow, that is a derogatory term in my community. She called me nonchalant. She called me nonchalant. Look, she's from Chicago and I'm from Atlanta, so I'm a little bit more calm and reserved and things like that. So this is him. This is exactly what he said. She's from Chicago. You know what I mean? I'm from Atlanta, from the South, so we're a little bit more reserved and stuff and take time with Nigga, you just described nonchalant. That's what you just described, basically, in a nutshell, right? Like, so he's just like tripping over stuff. It's weird. I don't think he really wanted to be with her. And they called him out like, dude, you on the show? And he was like, yeah, but you guys don't understand. I'm on the show, but you guys don't understand. You can't tell me how to do this, da-da-da. Who knows what he's there for? I don't know. If, you know, initially I was thinking maybe to push his book or whatever, but then it's like, he ain't really brought that up since then. I guess maybe after the show airs or something, maybe then he'll be pushing. I don't know. Don't seem like he there. Seem like he has other motives. Maybe Juan does too. Maybe. I mean, maybe he got these startup companies that he's trying to push. I don't know. Either way, it seems like no one's. It's still, man. I mean, this is why this is a short one, because really no one's feeling each other. At the end of the day, doesn't seem like no one is really feeling each other. He's like, EKG seems like he doesn't really feel her that much. He liked her, he loved bombing, he liked the ideal of it, but then now it's there, he's like, I'm good, right? So like, since they're feeling like that, a lot of them are not even trying now, right? Let me make sure I went over everybody. Okay, I did them. Did I do Madison Allen? I think I did do Madison Allen because he's working out. Yes, she did the surprise birthday party. Let's see, my notes is on the on the envelope. Don't judge me. That's just what I have it on. All right. I gotta get up out of here soon. So let me see. Yeah, that was it. And we talked about David and Michelle. Like I say, David, eventually he's gonna stop trying. But for right now, he gonna keep trying. And I'm gonna tell you why he gonna keep trying. Because she got blonde hair. And that's what he wanted. And as long as she got blonde hair, he gonna keep trying. He gonna, I gotta try with this blonde hair lady. I got it. That's because that's what he wanted, right? So I think that's why he's putting in so much effort, right? He's like, I got everything I want. I got this blonde hair lady. So he's gonna keep trying for a little bit, but eventually he will, like, it will get old to him, and I think he'll stop. But either way, this episode in general was kind of a slower episode. really didn't provide too much more than what we already knew about the couples. They're not attracted, some of them not attracted to each other, etc., etc. So we'll see as the episode goes on. I think it'll pick up a little bit more next episode, and you know, then we'll get a chance to see it. And I think couples will start making decisions and stuff soon too. Like, yo, this ain't gonna work. And you'll start seeing the couples, like some of the people pull away even further and stuff. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. You know, subscribe to my channel for more of these type of videos. Leave, drop a comment and I'll respond. There's a lot of stuff I probably did miss in this episode or whatever. Just drop a comment. Shoot, I'll respond to it. And thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. Follow me, like I say, on Instagram, TikTok at Jerome_TEN. And let's get these subscribers up. Let's go. Click subscribe. Join my channel. Be doing all kind of stuff. All right. Thank you guys. Enjoy.